welcome back to the Matthew Shiner podcast. As you can tell, the flag behind me is no longer up, and as you probably have been able to tell by the previous episodes, I am not at my desk currently, but that is, I intend to go back there, so that will be an eventual comeback. There's the right script. And as I mentioned in the last episode, there was a brief break in videos, and we are soon coming upon the end of the school year and summer break, which does mean that I will have more time to devote to videos. But the upload schedule for this year was pretty consistent, and there was generally, with the exception of recently, 2 episodes made per week. So I'll be providing in this episode a quick update on the channel. So first off, what is the aim of this channel? This channel is dedicated to discussing theology and other theological topics. Generally, I dedicate this to apologetic works. Besides this, I also do reflections on the readings from Sunday. I have discussed some controversial issues. I was intending to do a video on the Trump-Leo conflict and other related topics, and when I had originally scripted and had the idea, it made sense. But I think it's too late. Regardless, my aim is not always to talk about issues in the church. When there are big issues, I will discuss them, but I generally want to keep to the positives. Regardless, what is the purpose of this channel and its videos? The purpose of the channel is to share the Catholic faith. It is meant for Catholics as well as non-Catholics. My hope is to inspire Catholics to grow deeper in their faith and to hopefully learn more, as well as for non-Catholics to learn of the faith and maybe inspire some to convert. That is really the purpose of this channel. As well, I generally provide scripts for these episodes. Almost all of them, that is, the more recent ones, are scripted, and you can find the scripts on my website, MatthewShriner.com. There is a blog there where I post the scripts and in the future more updates on the channel and other news. Besides these videos, I also write documents and I have made music, all of which can be found online, and I believe there are links to all of these on my website, although as of now I don't believe there is a dedicated section for the writings. Besides this, I also have a blog focusing on liturgy that I have not posted on for a year, but I plan on working a bit more. I also run a technology channel which is not related as much to theology. As I mentioned, I want to focus on the positives rather than the negatives and problems. Of course, there are times that these problems do need to be and should be discussed. That is one of the advices that Brian Holdsworth had in one of his videos, or maybe it was not advice. I believe it was just his philosophy with his channel, and I kind of agree with that. His point was that our focusing on the bad, especially within the church, presents a poor image of the church to those who are not Catholic. But as I said, sometimes there is a time when it is prudent to discuss issues. Issues not only in the church, but between the church and the outside world. For example, a while back, I made an episode discussing assisted suicide in Illinois. This is an issue that was brought up at the pulpit at churches in the Diocese of Illinois, and was a discussion by the bishops. Bishop Paprocki of the Diocese of Springfield in Illinois is a person that you can find on YouTube, and he has a mix of videos that discusses topics relating to the church, but also topics discussing issues of the world around us. For example, he did a video recently discussing the just war theory in lieu of the ongoing war in Iran. Regardless, one of the reasons I started this channel here was because of Trent Horn. At least that's why I started the podcast. If I think back to the first episode on this channel, which was the message to Catholics, I believe the inspiration behind that video was Father Casey Cole. But since then I've learned much more, and I've seen many more Catholic people on YouTube. And Trent Horn was one of the first that I really got into after Father Casey Cole. And that also inspired me into starting a podcast and doing more apologetic works. And that is still what today, the main focus of this channel, and that is what I plan on keeping. Most especially, I wanted to share the Catholic faith, share it with those who are Catholic, especially those who, like myself, did not have the best education in the faith, and I believe this is true for many who consider themselves Catholic, and for those who are not Catholic. So continuing for this channel will be discussions on the faith, different topics, and more. And I still plan on, maybe not every week, even though that seems the trajectory I'm on, looking at the readings from Sunday and providing a reflection on those. But I just wanted to offer a little update on the channel. As you can tell, within the over a year I have been making these episodes, there's been great improvements in the quality of the content, as well as in the actual videos themselves. The editing and more has improved, and I hope that this will continue to improve as time goes on. And this channel is a one-man operation. Everything from the scripting to the making of these videos, including scripting and editing, are all done by myself. As you can tell, scripting is done by me. This also includes the work on social media and the website. And really, this channel is quite small. It does not have a large audience, but this channel has, at least in my mind, great potential to grow. I can think of the mustard seed analogy that Christ gives. The smallest seed can be turned into the greatest of trees. So to quote Brian Holdsworth, or maybe it's Trent Horn, you can help this mission grow by watching these videos, liking, subscribing, and sharing your own opinions in the comments. Ultimately, my main goal of this channel is not money or fame. It is to share the Catholic faith. The faith has existed long before me and will exist long after me. I can attempt to make my mark on the faith, but more than that, I hope to make a mark on the people that this content reaches, that they may be edified and may grow to love the faith more. Regardless, in the summer I will be working more on writing and reading, besides making videos and scripts for the podcast. I will also be working on putting more work on my liturgical review blog and the Atari Guide channel. That is it for all today. I wish you all well, God bless, and I will see you next time. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Doing so helps us to spread this Catholic and Christian message to all. Please also consider supporting this channel on Patreon.